Get your words straight, Jack.
Idiot.
Let that be the beginning.
Yeah, it's fine. Hello, and welcome back to the Lightbulb Podcast. Our main topic, for this week. Oh, by the way, hi, Kyler, Wiley, Darian, Joey. The main episodes are always like weird.
Always.
It's great. I love it though. I love the energy.
Yeah.
Was
that Simba in the back?
Tell that dog to shut up.
Before I get Kevin Spacey to go strangle it, like.
I apologize for absolutely nothing. The Jumbo Champ apologizes for nothing. Jace just yelled at him. Goodness, I'm sorry.
Mute your mic. What the heck is going on? Oh my god. I'm sorry, Solomon.
Oh no. What a great start to the episode. What a great start.
Happy.
It's always once per episode. Once per episode, Kyler's done. Always something.
Thing. Okay.
Wow, man.
Anyway, as Darian mentioned, I think last episode, he wanted to do another space episode, Space 3. So he and I kind of tag team this one. Wiley and Joey are completely in the dark. They have no idea what we prepared.
Let me put it this way. I asked like a few hours before we started recording, what are we doing today? And they're like, oh, we got it covered. Don't you worry. I'm like, all right. I freaking hate you, Darian.
What are you doing?
No, it's guys.
Guys, thank you for watching. Oh. Okay, we're going to remove co-host permissions from this dude. Okay.
Man.
So, with that in mind, since Darian, Wiley has something to say.
I was going to say, by the way, already people were telling us that they would love an episode of the unsolved mysteries or mysterious disappearances and stuff like that.
Ooh, okay.
So,
I literally can write that episode out in about like an hour. I already have all the stuff I need.
I believe you.
Yeah. So,
okay.
yeah, just some feedback.
We'll also
from
be
the last
doing a full
episode.
episode on the Russia versus Ukraine conflict.
Nope. Going back to what
delving
Wiley
deep.
said, if anyone has any recommendations for things that they want to hear, absolutely either DM us, text us if you have our number, comment in the comments on YouTube, whatever it is you want to do, and we'll get to work on that because that helps us out. Let us know what you want to actually listen to.
Yeah.
So, Wiley has something else to say.
Just real quick, just because Darian said it. All right, Darian, and maybe Wendy comes
We're
up
not
to
talking about Ukraine.
I'm sorry. Hold on. No, just Wendy comes up to me today, and she's like, "So what's happening with Russia and Ukraine?" And I said, "You know what, babe? Text Darian. If you want to know anything, text Darian." And she goes, "Oh my god!" And he literally sent like a 5-page essay.
Oh my
God.
This is not simple stuff, my friends.
Yeah.
This is deep. You got to understand. I mean, we're going back to the 1940s to really understand the entire thing.
So space.
You have to understand.
So space, yeah.
Space. Okay. Yeah.
It's a sad topic. Let's go more positively.
Since
Sorry.
Darian is the one who posited this episode topic, we
Indeed.
will allow him to kick off the first talking
Okay.
point.
I did want to start off by asking you guys a cool question that I saw the other day. If you could go to the edge of the universe and back, have all the answers you'd ever want about space, but it would take 70 years and you have to go alone, do you go?
You're telling me.
The alone part is what gets me because I don't like doing things by myself.
I know.
Yeah, what's the point of that knowledge if I can't share it with anyone, you know?
Right.
Or experience it with anyone.
Yeah.
Because you can share it when you get back.
I'm
I wanna
25.
experience it with someone.
Ain't no guarantee 70 years. I'm
I get back.
just saying.
I get back and everyone's going to just be like, look at this senile old man. Let's not believe anything
I
he
don't know what he's
says. You
talking
know?
about, yeah.
You're like, you're not going to believe what I show out there.
Time still passes normal for us in this scenario.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 75 years or 70 years here, 70 years there.
Oh my
they would've-
goodness.
Wait, 70 there and 70 back?
No, I'm sorry.
70
total.
for us
Oh,
who
oh,
travel
okay.
there, it'd be 70 years. But on Earth, they probably would have gotten the answers already. You're too late, old man.
I don't know, man. To know the answers to this, like to see what's at the I don't know, man. That'd be
For
crazy.
what? Just to
You
die?
you can't get to the edge of the
Future.
galaxy or the universe. There's
That's
no
what you think.
I can.
no, you can't shut up.
He's a different breed.
I'm built different.
It travels faster than, I mean, obviously you wouldn't be able to do anything in 70 years, but
Yeah.
I guess in a hypothetical situation.
I mean, if you're traveling that fast in 70 years to reach the edge,
So, what scares you guys more? The theory that we're alone in the universe, or the theory that we're not alone in the universe?
That we are alone.
Right?
right?
I agree, man.
Like if this is
like
it,
that,
that sucks.
I'm a-
that's wild.
I'm a coin toss.
You're
I'm
good
fine
either way.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, though. I feel like that. Well, I don't want to get into aliens and stuff, but
Because either way, it doesn't really matter.
It hasn't.
No,
like,
okay.
Think about
No.
it. There's no,
Yeah,
it
There's
has
no
effect.
significance. It's not
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
change anything. Yeah. I know
It's just
what
when
Not
you
in
think
our
of it
lifetime.
a bigger picture. Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to get those out of the way. So we'll start with the first one here that caught my eye the most.
You're gonna do both questions and a fact. What the heck is you just hijack?
All right, yeah, I just do the whole thing. I'm like, they really got me. No, go ahead,
Just
Kyler.
kick Kyler for the meeting.
Okay, so this was probably my favorite one. The space between galaxies isn't completely empty. So galaxy, to put it in perspective for everyone, we on Earth live in the Milky Way galaxy. So that's Mercury, Pluto, all that stuff, our sun, and the celestial bodies that surround us, the constellations and everything. Now, there's an average of 1 atom per cubic meter between galaxies. An
I
atom,
can't
which is the
picture
building
that.
block of matter, of all
of a
things.
cell of
Cell, yeah, of matter. Just
So potentially
period.
something can be formed.
Yeah, but one atom, one singular atom. I mean, obviously this is all theory.
Yeah.
It's not obviously like proven, but 1 atom per cubic meter between galaxies. So between
insane.
galaxies, it's just a void.
That's what I was wondering. I
A
was
vacuum
wondering.
void. No stars, nothing.
It's just literally that's
That's what
empty.
I'm saying. You think a galaxy, and when you think of galaxy, you think of a spinning, orbiting
Mhm.
with all those planets and all those stars and asteroids.
Mhm.
But you never think about what's in between that and the another galaxy.
the void.
wow, galaxies are high fiving, dude. Come on.
Dude, it never crossed my mind. And when I hear
That's-
things like galaxies colliding, I'm like, well,
Now that's depressing.
Oh,
if you were to travel that.
we have cannibalistic galaxies. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But when you see images of like space and stuff like that, where it's like crazy zoomed out, and then you zoom in, and you see all these little like stars and stuff like that, those are galaxies.
Yeah.
And the space between them is always black. It's not like dotted with stars. Each one of those
Yeah.
little dots is a galaxy in its own right. So
Hmm.
that black emptiness is the void between galaxies, and it's like billions of light years between galaxies.
What's the closest galaxy next to us? What's it called?
Andromeda.
Andromeda. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
And it's getting
insane.
closer. And it travels very quickly too.
Are there any galaxies that coexist that we know of?
How do you mean coexist?
Like interlocked, like a Venn diagram type of thing? It would be
There
impossible.
there are
Possible.
galaxies.
Mega galaxy.
Yeah. I don't have the names because I didn't
Yeah.
save that one in particular, but there are galaxies that we've like observed, quote unquote, colliding with each other, cannibalizing.
Right. So it's not like one
Substances.
destroys the other. It just kind of form together type of thing.
Well, I mean, a lot of planets do end up getting destroyed
Probably whacked out
because
of their orbit and stuff like that.
yeah,
right?
yeah, which cause rogue planets as well, which are planets that, because of their mass, kind of, because we're slingshotting
Mm-hmm.
within
Yeah.
orbit of our
Right.
star, So because of the mass of certain planets, which some of them are like 12 times the mass of Jupiter, which is the largest planet in our solar system, they actually sling out of orbit and just
That's
kind
scary.
of end up getting skyrocketed across space and across the void too. So they're just
It's like
they're
a
booking
legitimate suicidal Death Star. Just
It's a
flying.
wrap.
it. Yeah.
Enable screen sharing real quick. I want to show you guys this. So
Can you handle co-host permissions?
I can. That had nothing to do with that stuff anyway. This is an image of two of the galaxies
Look at that.
collide
Mhm.
and starting
That's
to
cool.
pull. You can see right here, they're starting to pull each other apart. How crazy. And then each one of these,
So-
correct me if I'm wrong, is another galaxy.
Yes. And the empty blackness in between is the void.
That is just the craziest thing. That
Yeah.
interests me the most. I've never seen something so cool.
Yeah.
Now, imagine that flyaway planet, like you mentioned. Is it? I mean, depending on like what is on that planet and what kind of atmosphere and stuff like that. But wouldn't it be like insane if, like, obviously in their solar system, in their galaxy, life could not be achieved there, you know? But then as soon as it's out of that orbit, because of the change in climate and like in its orbit, life could be sustained there. Wouldn't that be like crazy?
It would be interesting,
Yeah.
but the odds of that happening are
Right.
pretty much zero because there's the void. Actually, one of the other facts was the temperature in the void of space is about minus 270 degrees Celsius. So it's completely unsustainable for life. There isn't enough.
It would need
warmth
to
or
end up
anything.
in another galaxy and in that orbit.
Yeah.
It needs to end up in a galaxy
With the
near
sun.
near a star.
Mhm.
Stop
Not too
spinning so
close, not too
fast.
far.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. So, this is what I was thinking with the galaxies. I always think of the paper thing from Interstellar when he
Interstellar.
explains a wormhole.
Mhm.
Because you have our Milky Way galaxy, and then you have like the Andromeda galaxy, for example. And the point of Interstellar was that the Earth was no longer inhabitable for humans, so they had to go to the other galaxy, and there was a wormhole, which basically
Black hole.
what
They
found.
slingshotted around a black hole.
Mhm.
But they went through the wormhole, right? I'm pretty sure there was a wormhole in space. That's what the people put there.
Is that what it was? Oh, okay.
And then the
I haven't
worm,
seen
yeah, that's
Interstellar.
what.
I thought it was they
watched
slingshotted
it the other day.
around the black hole, but
Did they use a wormhole to get to the black hole? Is that what it was?
Exactly.
oh,
okay.
okay.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a wormhole just puts the two galaxies instead of like this unachievable right next to each other. You go through the wormhole and you're in the other galaxy. And now in there's a black hole and there's possible other planets. That's where they found the other, Dr. Mann's planet, all that. That is mind blowing. Wormholes, if I'm correct, is just a theory. That's not.
No, not.
I don't even
proven.
know if it's. Yeah, I don't even know if it's
No.
a theory.
Yeah,
It is?
They're all theories. They're all hypotheses, but they're unproven. Speaking of galaxies, though, with the naked eye, if obviously you're in an area that's without light pollution, you're potentially, depending on where you are on Earth, capable of seeing between 3 and 7 different galaxies from Earth.
Really?
Yeah. So we see
That's
the Milky Way has was 100,000 million stars, which I don't know what number that looks like, but it's a lot of stars in the Milky Way alone. But obviously, if you're looking out, you see those, and then within those stars, you might see past it a few different galaxies, including Andromeda, because it's obviously the closest.
Interesting.
See, there was another one here that says in 2016, scientists detected a radio signal from a source 5 billion light years away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it a radio signal, like a radio wave, like that kind of thing that it just perceived?
Quasars
Oh, so
It
light.
detected a quasar?
quasars emit radio frequencies
Well, would you look at that?
because they're super massive celestial bodies, the frequencies that they're able to emit travel for hundreds of billions of light years. So by the time it reaches Earth, it's just noise. There's no like information or data within it. Same thing
Yep.
if we were to send something out, it would go for a long time too. I think they said 200 billion light years, but the Milky Way alone is like 170 billion light years across, if I'm not mistaken. So it wouldn't even exit our galaxy before it dissipated into just mindless noise.
Wow.
That's why we can't send information to other galaxies, because it's too far. We don't have the technology for it.
Oh, that's
I just looked up the
Actually,
darkest
pain.
spot on Earth, by the way. It's in Spain.
The darkest spot?
Yeah, like the least light
Less
pollution.
light pollution? Okay.
Roque de
Oh.
los Muchachos in Spain. It's at the top of a mountain.
I thought it would be in like a desert or something.
There's like a bunch. Like one of the top 10 or 11 is Nevada. I think it's Death Valley or whatever. Over there.
Top 10 in the world or in the States?
In the world, if I'm not mistaken. Something
Really?
like that. I know that's where a lot of photographers go to do astro. So.
This is actually, I'll pull up a picture from that place that you just mentioned. This is actually insane, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, if you're listening, you can't see, so
Yeah.
go on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah.
But what that streak across there, that's the Milky Way itself.
Yeah, that's
You're
insane.
looking at the galaxy right there, the Milky Way galaxy.
Each of these being other galaxies or maybe other stars?
No,
Or
stars. Some of them, I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure there might be a few galaxies in there, maybe 2 or 3, but majority of those are just stars.
Man, I would just love to see that in person, like with
Dude,
I
I'd
know.
cry.
naked eye.
Insane, yeah.
Same with Aurora Borealis. If I saw that in person, I'd cry.
Mm-hmm.
that is just the problem with where we live. Not only, I mean, there's certain spots in America, but especially in Connecticut, you're not going to be able to have a view of the sky
No.
or anything like that because of the light pollution and the fact that every time you think you see a star or something like that, it's just
Plane.
a plane. Yeah, you see the red blinking light, and I'm like, "Would you look at that planet? Blinking light on it. Someone up there." Yeah.
So
Who's
speaking
turn?
of
Your turn?
Aurora Borealis, obviously that's the Aurora Borealis.
No, it was a like intrigue.
Oh, okay. I thought you said who. For anyone who doesn't know, those are the dancing lights that you'll see in Alaska, places like that. Green, blue, violet lights across the sky. It's actually radiation that's burning up in our atmosphere. But there was an event that created these sort of lights that wasn't actually the Aurora Borealis. It was actually the Carrington event. It was a geomagnetic storm in 1859, and it was actually caused by the sun. It was like a solar flare that burned up and like could have very easily been a mass casualty event. But it actually hit. What was it that it hit? Oh, it did hit the planet. I'm sorry. There was another one that hit like a space station or something like that, some kind of satellite. But where it hit in 1859, it caused fires and it mass failures on telegraph machines. And they literally just started exploding because of the
Dude,
geomagnetic
that's
storm. So if in modern day, if it were to hit,
That would like
knock
wipe out.
all of our entire power and communication grid. Gone. Like
The
that.
entire Earth,
And we would have no
or
maybe
where it was
depending on the
concentrated.
side.
Yeah.
More around that area. But there really is no way for us to protect the Earth against that because it's the freaking sun. And how do you
Yeah.
set up a shield around the planet?
Mm-hmm.
So
Ultron.
If there's anything humans could do, like that's, I don't know. I feel like it's possible. We just don't have it yet. But that's why I love those shows and
That's
stuff
scary.
that show like what happens to humanity post some crazy solar flare or some nuclear thing. Because then you see people resort back to these like primitive ways of life and stuff like that.
Okay. I found the other one that I was talking about. July of 2012, a coronal mass ejection, or CME, or a solar storm, tore through Earth's orbit and collided with the Stereo A spacecraft. And the guy in Colorado's superstorm occurred 1 week earlier. Oh, so if it had occurred a week earlier when the spacecraft wasn't exactly where it was, then it would have collided actually with Earth, and it would have been like some devastating
Catastrophic,
effects. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. The timing.
Yeah.
That's actually insane. A giant black hole hurls through space at 5 million miles per hour. Can you just imagine? We're not just talking black holes.
That's
anymore. We're talking about
Galactus.
one.
That's just Galactus.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just destroying everything. So I imagine when it says that, that means it's going through the void at that speed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What
It's
does something
another
that's one
thing
atom
that
per meter look like? I don't understand. I can't wrap my mind around that.
Per cubic meter?
I mean,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can,
you can't even see an atom, so like it's not like
It's just
Yeah.
nothing.
It's
And the
what you
fact that-
see in those like pictures and stuff like that. It's just black. There's nothing there. It's a void. It's a void because it's a vacuum and there's just nothing there.
And it's so crazy because black is just the absence of light. It's not even like
It's like when you're in a dark room and there's no light and you can't see your hand.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's dark. Yeah,
I'm trying to. These like can't comprehend these.
no, I get it. It's just weird. I just the atom per meter thing just blows my mind because I'm like, how does that? It's just bouncing back and forth. But one atom,
You want to
Don't
read
have
how
a black
much?
hole because
You want to read how much that black hole weighs?
yeah.
That's like
Apparently,
Pac-Man.
it weighs 1 billion suns. It's just
Yeah.
like, what is
how do you even okay?
crazy, bro.
How do you gauge a weight off of that? And why does the
True.
weight
It's so
matter? You know what I mean? Just to
Yeah,
prove
the
that it's
the density of a black hole can have a direct correlation with its strength.
with this. Okay.
How like powerful it is and how much it's capable of taking in at the same time.
So for calculations purposes.
Scary.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
To tell you
scary.
how like screwed you are if it gets anywhere near you.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look at this like in the grand scheme of it all, I mean, none of this really matters because it's not like we're
Oh,
ever
shut
gonna
up.
see this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
No,
It's
I
just
mean,
cool to know.
it's
It's just insane.
eight,
Like,
what is it, 8 billion light years away from Earth.
it just
Yeah.
blows your mind. Like, what?
So
Could you imagine?
it's not much of a problem, but
Bro, I'm telling you, I think I'd have to say yes to that whole 70 years thing. Just to go and find out like what's the deal with black holes.
Darren's gone in 20 years.
It's just crazy, bro. Good lord.
That's insane. Nah, I
Thank
can't do it
you,
alone.
Thank you.
shut up.
Any more facts, questions?
No, we got a ton.
Okay.
We have more than what we have time for in the episode. Do you want to do the time dilation, Mindy?
Yeah, time
Ooh.
on Earth moves faster than time in space. Now,
Okay.
We're not talking on other celestial bodies, just in
Right. Just in
space, in the
space.
void
Just-
of space.
Not in the
It's
galaxy.
Gravity.
No, yeah. No. Like in the space station, even.
So as
It'll-
soon as you
it'll move
leave
different.
Earth's atmosphere, time moves different.
Yes.
Okay, because it's time is calculated by its rotation around the sun, correct? Or
More because of mass.
okay.
so does time work differently on like the sun?
Yes.
But
It would
probably not
work
much
differently.
differently from us.
Our concept of time is based on our point on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're on Earth, time is fixed in a specific way, and it always works that way because Earth itself
Which
doesn't
is why we
vary.
have time zones, because depending on where you are, yeah, okay.
Exactly. But if we were to move, like if one day, let's say we colonize Mars, time on Mars is going to work differently, not only because of its orbit around the sun and it's the planet's own like
Rotation.
spin on its axis, its rotation, but because the mass of Mars itself, the planet, is different from that of Earth, the time dilation also works differently because time it bends depending on the mass of the nearest object, like a planet, if that makes sense.
Denser objects cause time to move faster
Yeah,
than lighter objects.
it'll bend because of that. So on Jupiter, I'm not sure if it would speed it up or slow it down. I don't know how the fluctuation works. But because Jupiter is so much more dense than Earth, it would be a much more drastic dilation
Yeah.
in
So
one direction.
in Interstellar, the planet that they went to where they had the mountains scene and all that stuff was on the edge of the black hole. And because of that, it was a much denser formation and all that stuff. So it
it's going
caused time
faster.
to move. Yeah, at that 7
Okay,
years.
so
per hour, I think it was.
the denser the object or the celestial body, the faster time moves. So if you're on a smaller planet, let's say Pluto, it would move much slower because the mass of the planet is so much less than that of Earth.
So the crazy thing here is imagine.
Yeah, because isn't like a day on Jupiter is a year on Earth, something like that.
Well, that has
That's
more
not-
to do. That has more to do with the
The
rotation,
rotation, right,
and the
right, yeah.
orbit,
Mhm.
not necessarily
Rather than
time
Time
itself,
itself,
like keeping
okay.
time in
Interesting.
seconds.
Okay.
So imagine a planet like that one from Interstellar that,
Enough
it's,
of Interstellar, Mike.
you shut your mouth. Where it's 7 years for every hour. Imagine a planet like that living there for 1,000 years. In the grand scheme of space, does that mean when you leave that planet, space is now 1,000 years ahead of where it was before? Or do you get what I'm saying?
So
Kind
you're
of,
saying
sort of. If I
you,
understand your
D,
question.
left to another planet and then came back,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be older than us.
Yeah, but let's say I did 100 years on that planet.
Well, then we
That
gone,
would
son.
be-
Sorry.
No, I know that would be like 500 years here.
You
or
would
1,000.
come back, and Earth would be very different because it would have moved faster.
But you look the
No.
same, or you look, however.
But like does that mean like black holes are the future? You get what I'm saying? It's really weird. I don't know why.
It's the
this-
past. When we look at a star, because
Yeah.
of how far away it is,
Mm.
that star is most likely already dead and has most likely already been dead for probably a few hundred or thousand years, because it's so far away. By the time its
Mhm.
light hits us, it's traveling billions of light years. By the time we perceive its light, it's most likely that the star itself has burned out because so much time has passed from the light leaving the star and reaching us on Earth. So we're looking into the past whenever we look
But
at
let's say, yeah,
stars and stuff like that.
let's say a black hole is right in front of us. Can't we go in there just to skip forward in time?
If
And-
you go into a black hole, you
Oh, you done,
die.
bro.
Hypothetically speaking, we go into black holes and we live.
It
Can't
would
you
be
go in
it would be
there?
a wormhole, I think, if you're thinking, because black hole, there's nothing.
But I
Ah,
thought
you're
wormhole
right.
was for
Wow.
distance, to traverse
What is it
distance.
that you're trying to posit here? Because black holes is just a death sentence. You never want to get near a black hole.
I'm saying going on these planets with higher density that
Yeah,
cause time to
he's
bend,
I get what he's
you can
trying
time
to say.
travel. You can go to the future.
Mhm.
He's thinking that since a black hole is so dense, if we were able to survive going into a black hole, the time difference, correct? Is that what you're trying
Yeah,
to say?
or just to go around it. You're
If we went
fast
around,
forwarding.
like the slingshot maneuver.
yeah.
Yeah,
Being
absolutely.
near a black hole, you're bending time itself. It's just more and more and more.
That's
as you
that's
go.
literally what Cooper said in Interstellar. He said this little maneuver is going to cost us like 6 years or something like that. So if he
you
had
could
just
time travel.
yeah, if he had done that and looped right back around, back to Earth and landed, Murph and what was?
But I wouldn't see it as I wouldn't see it
the
as
sun.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't see it as time
It-
travel though, because it's your perception of time is changing, but
It's
things
the
are
closest
happening
we'll-
in real time wherever they are.
for you.
Yeah,
It's time travel
correct.
because your perception of time has so drastically been changed because you've come into contact with this massively dense object. For everyone else on Earth, you've been gone for 16 years.
Eons.
So then, what is time and space? Like, what? I wonder what. Or is there no
doesn't
time and space?
there obviously because of our perception of time would pass for us, but time is more of a perception depending
relative.
on where you are. It's relative to that's the word. It's relative to where you are in space.
So there is no one-
it's very subject to change.
So
Okay.
literally, you could go
See?
off of Earth time when you're in space, but that's not It's gonna be
Exactly.
brutal.
As soon as you land somewhere, that
Yeah.
means nothing. It's more for you to be able to keep track of yourself.
More being sane. You'd be more sane.
Exactly.
Keeping track.
But
Yeah,
it's
that's
not as
crazy.
linear. It's only linear to us on Earth here. As soon as we leave, that is out the window. It's a concept.
So imagine we take 1,000 people to that planet. We land there. We stay there for 50 years. We come
Mhm.
off the planet. Everything outside in the universe is now.
By your perspective, 50 years ahead.
Or is it like 800 years ahead because on that planet time was bent? You know what I'm saying?
It depends
You
on the
don't know that yet.
dilation. It depends on the time dilation. Well, you don't know how each planet would affect time specifically, but
Oof, that one hurts me. Time dilation is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
it's so cool. Time in general is just awesome.
All
This
right.
turned into time 3.
Literally.
I told you it was going to.
Because
It's
it's
great,
all
though. I love
it's all it correlates with each other, space
Yeah.
time.
Right.
On a smaller scale, you know how like people talk about, oh yeah, you can be like, for example, the spot on the U.S. where you can be in 4 states at once, like stepping in the corner.
Oh yeah.
We've never talked about how like literally from one state to another, it's literally a different time zone, but you're right there.
Yeah.
So it's like I could cross the state and now I'm 2 hours in the past, but
If you look at your phone, it'll
Yeah.
literally
It
change.
changed.
Like boom, 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 boom.
which is wild because like they're right next to each other. So like it's crazy.
I
That's
think
insane.
that has more to do with. Sorry, can you hear somebody again?
yeah,
it's for the
okay.
it's for like daylight savings.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think
the
that has
only
to do with
reason.
time.
No. It's so that like, because if, let's say, for example, for California, they're 3 hours behind us. If they were on the same time as us, they'd have less time in the day
Mhm.
because by the time it's 9 o'clock over here, it's technically 6 o'clock over there. The sun is still a lot lower, but they'd have to keep up with us. So it's just so that they can have the same amount of time in the day as we
Yeah.
do because they're further away. So the sun set would be at a different.
That's just a
Right.
human perspective of
Yeah.
time zones and stuff like that.
Mhm. It's pretty
Yeah.
wild, man.
I know. Kyle, do you have another one off the top of your head here? I'm looking right now.
Yeah. So heat. I'm not a fan of the heat. I don't like heat very much. But in our own solar system, in the Milky Way, Venus is the hottest planet by a pretty decent margin. But from what we've seen in the universe at this point in different galaxies, the planet Kelt 9b
Nice.
can reach up to 4,600 Kelvin.
Oh God.
Now our sun is measured at 5,800 Kelvin, so it's not
Almost
that far off.
It's almost as
It's
hot as the
almost-
sun.
Almost as hot as our sun.
As our sun, yeah.
So this planet, Kelt 9b, is most likely hotter than most of the other like stars in the universe.
And why is that? Is it so close to
Interesting.
its sun? Or
I didn't read that much more
Okay.
into it. I'm trying
I'm
to
trying to
skim
see.
over stuff.
I want all the
Yeah.
answers, Kyle. I want all the answers.
I
Right.
apologize. So
Okay.
the
What
does it
temperature,
look
actually,
like?
the temperature for that planet's sun is 10,100 Kelvin. So it's pretty much double
Mm.
our sun.
See, that
So I
makes
wanted to
more
look that
sense.
up. That's
It's a bigger star.
8,540 degrees Fahrenheit for us Americans around here. We
Yeah, so
struggle at
it's
100.
a planet. That's not considered a star.
It's not a star; it's a planet. Yeah,
So what does the surface look like?
probably pretty barren. I don't think there are too many flowers
So-
on there.
This is Joey. That's my question
But-
with all these.
But the
planets,
thing
too.
is
Yeah.
it like a gaseous planet that makes that?
I
emits
don't
heat?
think
Like,
that one's a gas planet. I don't believe so.
like if
because
you were
I
to
can
jump
only
into
picture
Jupiter,
a
you go
sun.
straight through.
Yeah, I love listening to two different sentences simultaneously.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
I didn't hear
honestly.
anything either of you said.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
fault.
Darian said if you go in through Jupiter, you could just go straight through.
No, there's a core to Jupiter.
Nah, but if you go off to the side of the core a little bit,
Yeah,
you
like
swing
a little,
right by it.
you know,
So
like
you're
a
just
little
going
angle.
over the top of the planet.
If you're going like a little angle, you go.
Just
What you high five the core? You just say,
God.
Oh man, that's crazy. Speaking of temperature, have you ever tried to explain Fahrenheit to a Celsius user?
Celsius makes a lot more sense.
It does.
We should
Most-
move
Yeah.
over to Celsius.
Most
It-
metric measurements outside of
Oh,
our
yeah.
country make
Yeah.
more sense.
makes sense.
Because like 0 degrees Celsius is freezing. I think what is it? 100 is no, not
No.
100. Is it 50
Oh, for boiling?
for
Oh,
boiling?
maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe
Is it
you're right.
100?
Let me see.
Oh, thank you.
Degrees boiling.
Well, they said like if you want to explain Fahrenheit to a Celsius user, just
It is
think of it as percentage. So if they're like it's 70 degrees outside, you can be like, well, it's like 70 degrees hot or 70% hot. You know what I mean? And they'd be like, oh yeah, it makes sense. If it's like freezing, you're like, yeah, it's like 0%, and it's like, oh yeah, it's freezing. You know what I mean?
Okay. That still doesn't make much sense though.
No, like I don't know, like it just generalizes it.
No,
Like
I get it.
yeah.
I get it. But it makes so much easier to explain
Celsius
things in
is-
Celsius.
yeah.
You ever try describing a color
Okay,
without
bye.
describing the color? Or no, I'm sorry.
We're not.
Repeat that sentence. Repeat that
Just-
sentence.
You ever tried describing a color without using a color? My original sentence made no sense, but
Yeah.
that one does.
No, because that's
Not
up to each
much
person's
more.
perception.
Do you want to do another one, D?
Yes, astronomers have found a massive water vapor cloud which holds 140 trillion times the mass of water in Earth's oceans. Around 10 billion light years away. So it's just a water cloud floating in space.
Vapor. Water vapor. Because if it was just straight up water, it would freeze
That's just
because of the
scary.
temperature.
Just be a big iceberg.
So like a fog.
Kind of, sort of. But
So
it's
Galactus?
it's a lot of water. 100 trillion times the mass of water in Earth's oceans. So take all of Earth's
Wow.
oceans,
I hate
multiply
that
by
number.
100 trillion, and then that's how big that water cloud is.
Hmm.
It's pretty much a
Genuinely,
cloud. It's like a cloud.
a trillion is an incomprehensible number. First of all,
Hey, Ren,
100 of those. What's up, Ryan?
say
Put the
hi.
headphones on. See if you understand English
yeah.
yet.
Oh,
Hi, Ren.
Hi, Ren.
what up, bro?
What's up? What's
So,
up,
Ren, what do you
Ren?
think about this vapor cloud? I mean, how does it survive such the cold temperatures? You tell us, please.
Can I have your opinion on NATO's handling of the current?
Dairy.
Okay,
Russian
dude,
war?
can we
No,
not
I
do
just-
that?
Ren knows his stuff.
Yeah.
I
Say
think one of
para,
those ear cups
así
is about
que-
the size of his head.
Ah.
Hold on.
He said, "Wow."
Oh, spoil-
Look at him, look at him.
I'm mute now. Go
He's singing to
continue.
it.
Continue.
What were we
Um,
talking about? Oh yeah. So how does it survive the cold temperatures?
It's a
Get
vapor.
without freezing.
It's not an actual, like, it's not like a bucket of
Liquid.
water. It's
Right.
not liquid. That's why it's a vapor.
Oh,
So it's like a
True.
cloud. It's like
True.
a massive planet-sized cloud of water vapor.
remember that picture we looked at of water in all three stages at once?
I don't remember that. What is that? How
Right.
does it do all three at once?
That wasn't
Oh, is
here on the
that-
podcast.
That's like
Gas-
a non-Euclidean
gas solid-
form.
No.
Right.
Gaseous, solid, and liquid
All at the same
simultaneously.
time.
That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
How does that look? How would that look like?
I know. Let me see.
A
That's like
cloud
a-
that a cloud that you can grab and drink. I mean,
Hi, Jace.
That's like a Lovecraftian monster.
Okay. Triple point. The single combination of pressure and temperature at which pure water, pure ice, and pure water vapor can coexist in a stable equilibrium. It occurs at exactly 273 Kelvin and a pressure of 611. So you have to have
How could
those
something
specific
be
things.
liquid at 270 degrees Kelvin?
There's actually video. You
That
can look
doesn't
up
make
videos of it.
sense. How do
on
we
YouTube and
achieve
stuff.
270 degrees Kelvin on Earth? Burn a hole to the core or something?
So you could see where it's
Oh.
ice in there.
Oh.
Also has the fog and it has water all at the same time.
How is there ice at 270 degrees Kelvin?
It's pressure. The pressure helps create it.
That doesn't make sense to me. I can
I
understand a
know.
lot, but that doesn't make sense to me.
I thought we discussed that here. I wonder where I found this out then.
I don't remember that
What?
conversation. Do you remember that, Wiley?
That's cool.
Can you backtrack like 30 seconds? What was it that you said? I'm so sorry.
The triple point where water exists in all three forms.
Oh, yeah.
Gaseous.
I think it was on here. We talked about it.
See,
I don't remember it. I don't remember it.
I thought
Maybe it was a
here, dude.
conversation between the two of you.
Maybe.
Maybe we veered off onto a different timeline. Never happened for us.
It's the
Mandela effect.
Yeah,
Mandela effect.
depending on what you do with it, it changes its form, but it's technically all three forms coexisting at once.
Yeah,
I don't understand how that is possible.
well, that's a beautiful fact as well.
That's cool.
Physics.
Supernovas, the point where stars collapse in on themselves because of their own mass and eventually create black holes. The first one,
Imploder.
pretty much, the first one observed outside of our own galaxy. Guess what year?
Ask that again.
86.
Ask it again. I'm sorry.
The first supernova observed outside of our own galaxy.
1925.
Older.
1874.
A little too
16,
old.
19. Okay.
Shut up.
1914.
1885.
1885. How?
That's pretty wild.
What technology do they have that they can?
It was a very rudimentary telescope.
Oh God.
He was like, "What would you look at that?"
They showed a picture of it. It was like black and white. Yeah.
Just like covering the sun with his eyes. Like, would you look at that?
It was it was in the Andromeda galaxy.
Interesting.
The
Cool.
fact that we
That is
can
another-
see these things and have the instruments to see these things is genuinely mind blowing.
Driving a car. This is good for perspective. Driving a car to the nearest star, just a star, not a planet or anything like that. The nearest star to us at 70 miles per hour. 356 billion years.
Oh my God.
It's so obnoxiously large. Dude, what?
Yeah. To the
Okay,
nearest
how
star,
fast do
we drove.
rockets go?
Very, very fast.
But I wonder what's the actual speed. I don't think I've ever looked that up.
Isn't it measured in knots, not miles per hour?
In Mach.
Oh
like
yeah, Mach.
something.
Yeah. Well, Mach is breaking.
Is it?
us
Is
up
it? It's
here.
it's measured in Machs. How do you say that?
Mach 5.
No, it was like Mach 33.
Yeah.
Well, no. What was that one? It was to leave Earth's atmosphere. You have to be traveling at Mach 33.
17,500 miles per hour. Nope, there's no way. Wouldn't that crush you?
The G-force would you just
Yeah.
turn into a puddle.
Yeah, that's too much.
You'd hit triple point.
17,500 miles per hour.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, see, so when they were in space, the astronauts, okay. The speed record is shared by the 3 astronauts who flew back from the Apollo 10 mission in 1969. On their way back from the moon, the astronauts' capsule hit 24,790 miles per hour in space.
24,000 miles per hour.
That's
Well, okay.
insane.
That's why you got to
Through
go through all that
space.
training.
Through space, it would make more sense because there's no gravity.
Right.
So the
Right.
G-force wouldn't absolutely crush
Exists.
you.
Yeah. Whenever,
As
Yeah.
soon as you hit Earth's atmosphere, I mean, you have to slow way the hell down, or else you would like.
Well, that's why they put the
Vaporize.
parachutes, right, or whatever.
yeah.
okay.
That's insane.
Yeah, because
reverse thruster.
Yeah, reverse. Yeah.
G-force
Yeah.
G-force only hits you when you're accelerating. Once you're sped up, your body
Yeah,
doesn't
it
matter,
equalizes.
especially in
The
space.
pressure. The pressure equalizes. So that's why in space you're okay because there's no gravity, so you'd be fine.
Wow.
That's
man.
mind blowing. I never thought to look that up. 25,000 miles per hour in space.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, that's fast.
So fast.
I think my car can get that if I accelerate fast.
Which one? The Sentra?
Nah, Kyla has an Altima. Altima drivers are next level, man.
They're a different breed. They're
Yeah.
only behind BMW drivers on the road. But yeah,
But only
yeah,
only before the year like 2000 or like
Yeah.
2010. I'll say
Nah,
anything after that, they
Yeah.
just turn into like normies.
true. Oh God.
what do we miss? Oh,
Hi,
wow.
Joey.
Neptune's moon, Triton,
No way.
is the coldest object in the solar system with an average surface temperature of negative 391 degrees Fahrenheit.
Almost as cold as your heart.
Okay, you're muted for that one.
Got an icebox where his heart used to be.
Negative 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That's again,
pretty
that's
cold.
incomprehensible. Wait,
Wow.
how is it possible for things to get up to like 8,000 degrees Fahrenheit, but only down to like negative 391?
That's that's within our solar system. There's things way colder than that outside of it.
You think it's harder to get colder than it is to get hotter?
Within a solar system, because of the sun, at least in our solar system, probably. But
All right, but what if you were at the coldest point in the solar system, and then you also brought like a freezer, and then you made it even colder?
then you got inside the
All right,
freezer.
but yeah, you get colder.
You might achieve like 1 degree.
Eat some
colder
ice
than
cream.
that.
Yeah,
Give me some
look,
brain freeze.
the Protoplanetary Boomerang Nebula, 5,000 light years from Earth, holds.
Say that sentence again.
Wikipedia.
Say that sentence again.
I'm just reading what I found here.
Next
Okay.
galaxy over.
This
Okay,
Nebula
well-
holds the record for the coldest object in the universe, coldest known object, at negative 270 degrees Celsius. Even then,
That's
it must be
Celsius.
hard. It must be more difficult. Yeah, what's that in Fahrenheit? Let's see.
Like what? 500 something? 400 something?
270%. It's 518 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's 470% cold.
That's negative. That's negative 518 degrees.
Yeah,
Right.
Wow.
and we're talking 8,000 degrees Fahrenheit on other stuff. It must be more difficult to get cold for
Yeah,
whatever reason. I don't know.
Because there's like a
because of how. I mean, think of the amount of stars and suns that are in space. All of those things are heating up. So it's like you really.
that's what I'm saying.
It's harder to get
There's-
cold. It has to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
so much heat coming from other places.
That's true.
Which
What's-
we're
And
talking
planets.
we're talking as if negative 500 degrees isn't cold. Like that's
Right.
Well, when you're
Yeah.
talking numbers like 8,000
yeah,
degrees,
yeah, on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Fahrenheit,
Yeah.
that's really, really high. We're not even hitting minus 1,000 degrees.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. Where 8,000
Yeah.
degrees is unfathomably cold, you can go to like Antarctica here and get like the negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit, you know?
Mhm.
Negative 600 doesn't feel that far
Is
off.
drastically
Yeah.
much colder.
I mean, I don't know what that would, I mean, that's like instant
You would-
freeze
you'd-
for anything.
That's insta death.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
Permakill.
You're
yeah,
not built
perfect,
different.
yeah.
Now it's 600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just drink some shots of Fireball and you're good.
True.
Goodness.
right, what's
yeah, I
next?
think that's all.
Oh,
That's
the
it?
first. You want to do the black hole one? Okay, just a peek behind the curtain. Darian goes, I want to have like a random facts one, which I supplied a lot of these, and he was like, and I want to have a section on black holes. I supplied one fact on black holes because I'm like, all right, D's gonna take care of that. Guess how many facts on black holes we have?
2.
One.
1. Oh
The
my
one
god.
that I did.
So
You know what?
basically,
Because I saw all the ones for space, and I was like, and I listened to 4 black hole videos at work, and I was like, I saw all the facts for space, and I was like, you know what, we could do black holes separately because that's like, I was like, we have enough for the space
for the whole space.
facts, yeah. And look where we're at. We're just getting the black hole anyway. I was right.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You want to do your very special black hole fact that I found for you?
Sure. The first ever black hole was photographed. It was 3 million times the size of Earth, and it's 310 million trillion miles from Earth.
Million trillion.
So I see that's the part that bothers me because we have
We can't think of a number.
light years. We have light years
Right.
to shorten that number. That's just doing it for dramatic effect.
Yeah, pretty much.
A million trillion, is that like billion billion? Or quadrillion?
I don't know.
That's
I
like
don't
in
know what
Spanish.
million
In Spanish, they don't
trillion is.
even say billones. They say mil millones.
Mil millon.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
never
I hate
understood
that. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I said beyond in a talk, and my grandpa was like, "No, that's
No,
not right." I'm like,
yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Actually.
We're changing this.
It's
I
right
never
from now
understood
on.
Yeah. Million trillion. Is that? That's a lot. I mean, obviously, it's a lot more than a billion. What? How many billions is a million?
Don't do
trillion?
it, Darian. Don't do it.
No.
Stop it.
I'm not.
I
All
think
I'm
it's
saying is you have
somewhere
1
between-
trillion, and you have a million of these. There's-
How
yeah,
many
nonsense.
billions is a million trillion?
1
You're gonna type it in.
trillion, 2 billion. Google's like, what are you asking?
I'm sorry, I can't help with that.
Oh
Did
well,
give an answer?
no. Okay, it's not hard. So you have it's 1 million trillion.
Yeah.
No, that's
sounds pretty
we're
hard.
talking. We're talking like septillion at that point. 'Cause
Yeah.
you have to take
Oh.
all the zeros from the million and add it on to the trillion.
And then it's 310 of those.
You're looking at
That's a
310 like
lot.
septillion. Why do we measure in miles? Like at that point, create something.
So,
like,
okay,
you're looking
what-
at, like,
Light years.
4.
That's what light years.
What was
for
the official-
astronomical units?
What was the official number of in million
300,
trillion?
310 million trillion.
Okay, so 1 light year is 5.88 trillion miles.
Oh, that's a lot.
So it's like 3 light years away.
No, it's like
No.
way
It's like
more.
it's like
the
a million light years away or more.
It's
Yeah.
like a billion
Oh.
light years.
Yeah.
No, it's like more than a billion light years.
Oh, I heard that wrong. I thought you
yeah,
said
no,
that. It,
other
like,
end of the
compressed it.
spectrum.
Yeah,
Hello, everybody. We're all tired. We're all dying down.
that was ridiculous.
We can't do math.
Holy
Oh,
crap!
man.
Yeah, that's far.
Goodness.
That's really far.
I'd like to take this
There's-
opportunity to remind our viewers and listeners that we are not experts on these subjects.
No, we're not.
These are my
2 days
personal
away.
opinions.
It's 2 days away.
Michael's right there.
It's like 4,
So, 6 of them.
maybe 8. Oh my god.
All right, there we go. Yeah, just ended there.
Please just end it.
So I don't know if this is what you guys were looking for. What was that? Who just died?
This dude got mesothelioma.
We just descended into absolute chaos. Oh my god.
This man is eligible for compensation.
Why do you say it like that? So you said it like it's miso soup.
You ever see the commercials? Are you in a loved one been diagnosed with mesothelioma?
Oh god.
All right, we gotta end it
May
there.
have been the dumbest thing you've ever said.
hurts.
There's
Okay, we gotta end it there.
It's late,
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Yeah, I hope this is what you guys were hoping for. If not, sorry. But let us know what else you want to hear. In the comments below, like we said. I think we gotta wrap it up because we're all dying.
He had to restart.
Thank you so much for listening. And I'll hand it off to Joey because I got in trouble last time for not doing it.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you had a good laugh right there at the very end. We're tired. Good night. That's Lights on 11 podcast.